Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those of you in between, it is I, your host and dungeon master, Cranio Dad, coming at you with session 14 of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. I put out that this is definitely not your grandma's Ghosts of Saltmarsh because we are so far off script that there's not going to be a game like this anywhere. But I do appreciate you all joining us tonight. Just in a minute, on the other side of the intro, we'll be introducing you to our lovable band of misfits, Misfortune's Glory, and we will see what they have in store for them tonight. I've been preparing for this for the last 2 weeks. So I hope and I pray to the gods that they're all ready. See you on the other side.
Vaccines coming.
Everybody, welcome. Let's go ahead and go around the horn and introduce our players, starting with Calder.
Hi, I am playing Calder Svensson. I go by Nerdy Viking as my handle on here on Twitter and most places, but I am Adam. I am looking forward to getting back into the swing of things because haven't played D&D for quite some time.
Deluge.
Hi everybody, Shannon Logic across all the internet, and I'm playing Deluge Marshhand, the bard who never did anything wrong and who is the moral bastion of this group.
Right. Okay. Oddity.
Hi, I'm Keela, or Ms. Misery, don't really care which one you call me. And I'm playing Oddity Price, the Tempest Sorcerer. Couldn't remember what she was there for a second. And she's done.
Rogelio.
Hi, I'm Eric, also known as Chancellor 87s on the internet. I'm playing Rogelio, the old man rogue.
Last but not least, Cirrus.
Evening, everybody. My name is Scott, known on the internet as the Wily Hobbit, and I'm playing Mr. Circe's Bronzemist. He's a bronze dragonborn paladin of Lathander.
When last we saw our heroes, you had gone through hell and back, almost quite literally, and found yourselves back at your... And I realize I need to move this camera, by the way, over here, so bear with me, players, because this is awkward. That's better. That makes more sense to me, because now I can talk to you and chat at the same time. But you guys have made your way back to your stronghold, which a lot of work had been done in the short time that you felt like you were gone, to include a nifty new table that requires all of you to sit at it to have a really cool thing. You interviewed a score of potential candidates and major selections as to who would be your followers. These followers will be people that you'll be able to send out on missions, that would also be able to replace you in the event that you fall, which very well may happen at some point. Your selections were made, and I don't think we announced them, so I think I need to look at the notes really quick and announce that, right? Yeah? That's in our Discord, right? The big Discord.
I
Should be,
believe so. Yes.
might even be in the old Discord
It could be in the old Discord.
or the old Discord. Yes, so many Discords.
All right.
Another one too.
So the people who made it were Anush, Beatrice, Bracken, Brant, Circe, Hetty, Gel, the turtle, Lagrace. Is it Lagrace or Lagrace?
Grace.
Lagrace, Poetry, Ragnall, Sena, Sigrid, Silence, and Valina. So those are your followers that you will have for this awesomeness, and I just realized that in doing that, I screwed everything up on my side. Go, Michael. There we go. So, you made your selections via secret ballot, and you were sitting around the table. At this point, Nightbreeze tells you of your tally and where you guys are, and we'll go ahead and dive in at that point. As he recites the names, he says that he's already dismissed those who were not selected. And he's beginning to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff that goes along with having followers. Hey guys, you know, the town council will take care of paying for room and board for them for the first 30 days. After that, it falls upon you to take care of that. I need to go file paperwork in town to get all their names solidified and get them registered as a portion of the Misfortune's Glory group. So I'll take care of that for you. There will be no fee if I do it. If you guys were going to do it, it'd be something like 100 gold. So I'll take care of that. We are going to begin building some lodging for them on the back part of the property near the woods. Nothing huge, but maybe some barracks or something like that. And would you guys like some training facilities or anything like that as well?
I think that'd be an
probably.
excellent idea.
Okay.
Probably a good idea. Also, is there going to be a good legal team for when my ex-wife inevitably kills me?
I know of a few lawyers in town, but spousal murder happens often. So we'll see. It's depends on how brutal the murder is. Maybe it's against the law. Maybe it's not. If it's
What do you
deserved,
mean, maybe it's not.
there's such a thing as deserved spousal dispatching. It's called
justified.
it's called a D3. It's deserved spousal dispatching divorce. So, but I'll get you in touch with some lawyers if you feel it necessary. I also wanted to commission a couple of guard towers a little bit further away, maybe one overlooking the road and maybe one overlooking the sea, since we've seemed to have some issues with trade coming from this house recently.
Sounds good.
I feel targeted.
Why would you feel targeted?
I don't know, but I feel it.
Oh, okay. So I'll get the contracts, and I'll work with the journeymen and the different guilds to get these things approved and built. Since you're not really within the city's jurisdiction, it's a lot less red tape. It's just a little bit harder to get people out here, but it's not gonna be that hard. So as this conversation is continuing, just talking about some of the particulars, you know, that you guys will have the ability to dispatch them and things along those lines, that he will come to you with different bounties that maybe you can send them on. He also mentions the fact that, you know, down below there's the quarters that you may want to use temporarily for them, because it's going to take about a 10-day to get some rough barracks built. The other option is that you turn that lower space where you saw the skeletons into a vault to keep your money out of the town's bank and keep it on your person.
That is a good idea.
He said something like that would have to come from your pay, though. That's something that you would have to pay for, because it would be a little bit out of his reach to work with the Commission of Guilds and Bankers to make that happen. He said, you know, I'll get with you guys once I get a price. We'll make sure that it's a commendable or amenable price and something they can do. But at least that way, you guys can carry a tome with you that keeps a log of your gold and treasure, and you can use that tome for payment. You'll be able to write down the amount and tear out the piece of paper and hand it off, and it will be withdrawn and delivered via courier within a couple of days, depending on where you are.
So,
Technology these days.
so a tome of checks.
A tome of checks and balances, yes.
Well, haven't we become quite the fancy organization? My goodness.
Well,
Pretty
wild
much,
times. Wild times.
who's gonna be in charge of our fire?
Not you.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm not bad at math, and I like money. I don't see why it wouldn't be me.
The last time we had a large amount of money together, you went and took it without our fucking permission.
I was trying to save your lives in my defense.
There's no defending that.
There's no. What do you mean? There's no. I'm trying to save you guys. It was an altruist, heartfelt gesture.
Somehow I doubt it when you're involved. I need to go have a chat with your ex-wife.
Oh.
Please don't.
Oh.
Yes, I think perhaps a get-together might be the right thing to do with everyone. Some beverages and a feast, if you will. We could get to know our new charges.
Well, as for now, I've sent those who were selected by you on the way down to Saltmarsh. I can barely read that. What does that say?
What does what say?
I got an alert, and I don't know what the alert is.
Don't subscribe.
Oh, Mr. Clouds, thank you for the sub. With that, we will give you guys another Dissonant Whisper. Because that's how we roll. If I had everything open, it would do that. Just remind me that I owe you a Dissonant Whisper in a couple minutes. But, where do I need to go for that? Here. And then here. And then here. And then minimize. And then hide this. On the fly editing. Here we go. Now I can add a Dissonant Whisper. There we go. Now you guys have 6 Dissonant Whispers. But I've sent them into town because they will need to be in front of the town council to be registered formally. So they'll be back probably tomorrow or in the next day. Depends on how long it takes for me to get all of them through the town council. That we do have a meeting with them tomorrow, so I might be able to supplant some of the things they wanted to discuss about miscellaneous bullshit and kind of get that covered. And as this is going on, you guys see a journeyman walk in. He's got, his hammer. He's got his belt, and he's, he looks a little tired. And he kind of walks up behind Nightbreeze and says, sir, there's some people here. I think they're people, and they're here to see you about something involving kids. The guys are really fucking scared, and Nightbreeze kind of holds his finger up and says, "Okay, I'll go out and I'll take a look. You guys hang tight." And he walks out. Not a moment passes of too long. Comes back and goes, "Okay, so we have some lizard folk here that are here to pick up the kids. I think it'd be a good idea for us to all meet. There's about 15 of them." Then he looks at you. He looks at you. He looks at you, Rogelio. Says, "Go ahead and fetch the children from upstairs. They're in one of the rooms that are upstairs. And we will all walk out together."
Okay. I go and gather the children.
Okay. The children look like they've been well fed. They've been well taken care of. Even some of the clothes that have been torn, you notice, have been stitched up and mended. So they look much better than when you guys pulled them out of their slavery cages. You guys walk out front, and there is a cart and a contingent of... let me get a real number here. Oh, my bad. 22 lizard folk. Most of them are carrying spears or stone axes, maybe some obsidian daggers, things like that, like flint daggers, things along those lines. One of them is really well dressed and is carrying a long staff with him. On the staff, there's a jewel on the top that even when the sunlight doesn't catch it, it seems to have a weird kind of a yellowish glow to it. And this particular lizard folk walks forward, and he kind of is like eyeballing all of you. And there's 4 or 5 other lizard folk with him that kind of stay directly in his periphery. And he goes, we've received word from our ventures earlier that you seem to have rescued some of our children.
Yes, we have.
You're
As-
welcome.
And as promised, we're prepared to deliver them.
And they kind of look around and they see the kids. And I believe that Deluge is the only one who would understand the way that they speak.
Yes.
He basically asks, "Are you okay? Have you been well taken care of?" And they say, "Yes, sir. They've been great." That's what you hear, Deluge. The rest of you hear a bunch of clicking sounds. And he kind of extends his hand to Nightbreeze, and they shake hands. And he goes, "I'm Minister Sarov. I thank you greatly for the return. This will go very far in the eyes of our village. You saving and rescuing our children. Might I ask if there was a price paid for what you had to do to retrieve them?"
I don't even remember if we paid for them.
Oh, I tricked the guy by giving him a bunch of rocks and making him believe it was gold.
Oh, yeah.
If a lizard could smile, you see a smile kind of start to curl on the sides of his face. He goes, "That is most excellent and fortunate." And he kind of is looking at you all over. He goes, I don't want to presume too much, but I have a favor to ask of you all. And you notice that his articulation of the common tongue is very direct, very coached, very eloquent, as though he's gone through some higher level of education. Now, Deluge would know this, Oddity would recognize this, probably Calder Rogelio a little bit, maybe if you ran into him in the past. But more often than not, lizard folk common speak is very broken. Like, "Hey, man, what's up? How you doing? What we gotta go over here, man. We gotta go do this." Like, it's very garbled and mixed and fast and broken. But he's very eloquently spoken. Almost to the point that's a little unnerving for you, Deluge. Just because it seems so off. You've met lizard folk and merfolk before, and to have this level of common's a little different.
What do you need us to do?
He kind of holds his hands up, and the contingent that walked up with him takes a few steps back. He goes, "Our queen seems to have been taken captive, and it would mean the world to us if you could get her back. We are not well prepared for a fight of this caliber. But I heard that you also took care of that old asshole Thousand Tooth. And if you can handle Thousand Tooth, it is my hope that you could handle this for us and return our queen to us as well."
Who do you believe took her?
We know that it is a sorceress named Caldera. She has a place in the swamp not far from where you ran across Thousand Tooth. Our queen was absconded as she was looking for the children that you have found. Her contingency that went with her, a group of 25, was slain. Those who were not killed were left for dead, heavily maimed, and we had to bury them in the swamp.
But you think we could do that?
All we have are the tools that you see, and some knowledge and numbers. And you notice that even some of the most grizzled of these warriors that have like probably the biggest, like maybe a flint sword or something like that, or a heavily sharpened wood spear, their armor is very, very subpar. I will say, give me a perception check, everybody, since you're now looking over the crowd.
Have a 9.
Okay.
11.
11, okay.
Give me one. Perception.
Play this
Uh,
game.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
13.
Okay. Deluge, what was yours?
6.
Okay. Calder, you notice, as you're kind of scanning the crowd, you're kind of, it's your job, you bow your chest a little bit, you feel your hand on your axes, maybe you stroke that beard just a little bit, you kind of check the tattoos, and you're looking over these warriors, and you laugh a little bit. As one of them turns, as the sun is beginning to kind of crest over to setting, you catch the glint of a silvery blade attached to the hip of one of them. It looks rather ornate and nice, and very much not like any of the other weapons that these guys are carrying.
What? See, you guys are your equipment. So what's he carrying there? Looks like a little silvery. Looks definitely different than from what your contingent is equipped with.
You see Sarov kind of whip his head around as the way that only a lizard really could, right? And he kind of does some clicking, and Deluge, you hear him say, what did you bring? What do you have? Step forward and show. And this guy, I mean, he's got scars. He's missing half of his tail, stuff like that. He's got like an eye that looks like it probably shouldn't still be there. He's missing some teeth, so he's seen some shit. He walks forward and he kind of looks down, opens his shirt, and he pulls out a short sword that is a silver-hilted short sword. Now, to most of you, it definitely looks different than what everybody else is wearing. However, Deluge, you recognize this as being something that you saw on the ship when you were looking through all the crates. A very similar look to the weapons that they had there. He goes, I find things. We fight. I take. It's mine.
Fine. So you have no dealings going on.
No, this was from a fight many 10 days ago.
Who were you?
Poachers.
What was
Yes,
it
you may.
poaching?
They were poaching our animals. We have deer. We have elk.
Swamp deer. Elk. Swamp elk.
And Sarv kind of goes, it feeds us. It works.
I rolled a 25 on my insight check.
He's lying like a motherfucker. You notice that the sweat glands that are behind the eye, or the eyes, are starting to bulge with the sweat. His good eye is kind of trying to not look at you when he's talking. His frills underneath his jaw are kind of opened up to let up excess heat.
I'm gonna look at Cyrus's and just go. He's lying.
Oh, inside it.
If I
Go
can
ahead.
See any of the if I can
14.
do the same thing discreetly to the rest of the group, except for same thing with Deluge, just same thing, just
All right.
say he's lying.
All right.
At least try to get the point across that he's lying.
Give me a stealth check. Or sleight of hand.
Oh. 3.
So for
My rings are
for Circe, she was able to kind of go like, and she's trying to get the attention of like Rogelio and called her, and she's kind of like, he's lying. And so Sarv kind of holds up his hand and says, we do receive tools from time to time, but it is for us to prepare for war, not for here.
Who exactly? For?
And he kind of looks at you and just kind of eyes you a little bit and says, in what tongue do they use? What's their language? Aquian?
Yeah.
He says in Aquian, that is a conversation for later. We will have it soon.
I don't think that is a conversation for later. I'll talk back in Auckland. You want us to save your queen. We need to know we're not walking into a trap.
In Aquian, he replies, the people who took our queen are not the people who we are preparing to go to war with.
Interesting.
Our queen will lead us on. You can help, and it would be of much benefit to us all, including your group.
I'm gonna turn to the gang and be like, as the moral compass of misfortune's glory, I think it would be an interest to at least look into this. An evil sorceress in this could mean trouble for us as well.
I agree.
Yeah, especially if one's that relatively close, we should definitely try to secure our surroundings. It wouldn't hurt to have some allies, especially along in the swamps there, to help buffer against anything.
I'm not opposed to making friends and keeping an operation safe for certain. So yeah, I'd be interested. Is there any bit of compensation involved? I don't recall hearing anything about that.
And as you say that, Nightbreeze kind of holds up his hand and just shakes it a little bit and says, we'll discuss that once we've returned your queen.
Fair enough.
Do you have any dealings with hags?
And he leans over his shoulder and says, Bashira, come forward with the map. And another grizzled veteran kind of walks up, and there's a piece of hide that has been dried out, almost like parchment. And you can see like a hastily drawn crocodile with like a big circle around it. And then you can see that just a little bit to the north of there's a cave that's drawn with 3 distinctive rocks outside of the cave, and with an arrow pointing into the cave and down. And he kind of just taps it. He goes, there. That's where they were there.
How
And
far from here is it?
how long did it take for you guys to get back? Do you remember?
No idea.
By cart, you can get most of the way there on the trails that you have been using for the last 3 or 4 days, looking for your party while they were not of this plane. And you could get there in probably a quarter of a day, most of the way. From there, knowing that probably not everything's to scale, you're going to guess it's going to take you at least it'll take you about a half day to get there. And if you leave now, you will get there post nightfall.
Well,
I mean, I have no issue with departing now. I mean,
I'm ready to go.
feeling quite refreshed from earlier, actually.
Yeah, I'm ready to go as well, and it could be beneficial as well if we come in under nightfall. They might not see us. They won't see us coming.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, one of our party members literally glowed.
We do?
I mean, the past couple times we've been wandering around, does Oddity not glow? Am I the only one that seems to remember that?
Well, Rogelio wouldn't know that. And it did happen, and you haven't had nightfall since.
I just
think
saying.
it's just a situation we're in. No, I don't think I'm gonna light up unless I want to.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. How many of us can see at night?
I cannot.
Okay,
I cannot either.
so any element of surprise we would have would be the other way around. We can't see at night in a cave. We're gonna need light. We're not gonna be
cave regardless.
I'm just saying, like, going at night, is it the safest bet?
I don't know.
I mean, we'll just kind of be like out there just saying, hey, come beat me up, I can't see. A bunch of nerds without glass. It's just seems like a bad idea.
Well, we don't know who's guarding, who this sorceress has guarding. They could be in the same situation as us.
I highly doubt that the sorceress would pick guards that can't see at night to be guards at night. Unless she's stupid.
Cave. It doesn't matter whether it's day or night. We're gonna end up in a cave. It's all in our approach.
I mean, I'll do whatever, but I'm just saying, like, strategy. I know it's not my strong suit. Why am I the one pointing this out?
If we can wait till morning, I'm fine with that as well. Well, actually, what even time of day is it?
It's about 4 p.m.
We can wait till tomorrow morning, and we'll
That's
easily
fine.
get there early afternoon. No, actually, we'd probably get there before noon, wouldn't we? Roughly.
Depending on when you left, yeah. Or depending on what you might run into, yeah.
Depending on what we might do.
Well, I'm sure we won't run into anything of any significance, so we'll just wait till morning and set off with the light of the morning Lord upon our shoulders.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm
sure all of you could use a break anyway. Because we just got back and immediately went into interviews, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
a little bit.
So yeah, I'm sure all of you could like to take at least a night off.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, probably night's rest before we head out would probably be good. So,
I'd like to see what's attacking us when because it's going to. We know it is. Weird shit just seems to fall on us like rain.
I wonder why that is.
I blame Oddity. She's just such a troublemaker.
Now, Deluge.
You're the most boisterous, loud member of the party. You're a target, my friend.
Sarov.
Someone tell me I can't catch her on fire.
Sarov kind of points to a few other lizard folk and says, since you are willing to go after and retrieve our queen Onkotet, we will watch guard this evening and leave just before dawn so you can get a better night's rest. And you see like waves of lizard folk kind of waving out and around the property.
Well, all right then. Perhaps then we should go inside and prepare a meal and have something to drink and relax.
Will our new hires be returning this evening?
They will not be returning for a couple of days.
Okay, good. I didn't want them to come back here and think we were suddenly captured by lizard folk, and they suddenly attack all the lizard folk and be an issue.
Yeah.
So you did just give me an idea. Let me roll a dice really quick. Roll me a percentile die. No, yeah. So now that you guys have a chance to kind of take it easy and catch your breath, I don't have a map formally ready yet. I'm still working on redrawing the entire house with all the refinements. But you walk in and you find, as I stated, the door's been repaired, the porch has been repaired, floors have been fixed, the railing has been fixed. Your rooms, and you each have a room, are now identified. There's locks on the doors. There's new beds. The window panes have been replaced. They've had glazers come in and redo all the windows. There is the kitchen is fully up and running now. So you guys find accommodations that are worthy at this point. Still a little, probably for some of you, not perfect, but they're getting there.
Assuming, I don't know if Nightbreeze was intending to leave or not. Before he leave, I just want to touch base with him and said, can you look into what the pricing on said vault might be?
Yeah, I'm going to head back to town, and I will.
Ideally a vault with some sort of magical locking system or mechanical locking system where it requires at least 2 or 3 of the party to be there to open the vault.
I'll see what I can come up with, and I'll get you some pricing when I come back in a couple of days with your contingency.
Sounds good, thank you.
Of course.
Am I ever gonna be forgiven for that?
For what?
Whatever do you mean?
Really? If we're gonna be a team, I would kind of like to trust each other a little bit.
Well, we do trust each other a little bit.
It's not even that I don't trust you. Well,
You don't.
We're just not sure you're trustworthy. There's a difference, see.
I've done everything in my power in the last, I don't know if this was a show, episodes, to make sure that you guys don't die. I'm clearly committed to this.
And your efforts have not gone unnoticed, my friend. And I kind of put my arm around Deluge, not known for my affection.
I don't like to be touched. Please stop with the touching.
I hug her even tighter to me.
Oh, God.
Little Indian burn on the head.
And Nightbreeze kind of chuckles and says, okay, sounds like you guys have some talking to do, and that sounds like something that I can see myself out of. I'll be back in a couple of days with your followers and with some ideas for commissioning a vault, as well as another round of supplies. And best of luck, and I will see you when you return.
Thank you for
Before
all your
you
help, sir.
go, Breezy, I just have one request.
And he goes, breezy? Okay.
Yes, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I have a request.
Okay.
Could you give this letter to Miss Leaf, please?
Yes. He takes the letter.
Please don't read it.
I won't.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
He begins to open the... No, I'm kidding. All right. I will see you guys in a couple of days. Be safe, and I will see you soon.
No, I will say, Deluge, partially my idea for the multiple locking system is because I think it would be cool if we had to assemble as a group to open our sweet magical vault, but that's neither here nor there.
It would be dope. There is no denying that. It's just, what if there's only one of us left?
Oh, I guess that's a... Oh, that is true.
You could have it tied to us in some way, or some key, or...
At least it's, yeah, some kind of key system, so, yeah. I don't know. We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Passwords. We'll have a password notebook that we pass around.
Oddity's gonna take out of her bag a very old set of cards, of tarot cards. Add them to Deluge, just tell her to get used to these, keep them with you at all times. And then she's just gonna go off and start supper.
What?
I kind of just shake my head like,
I don't know how to read these.
Get used to them. You
She
don't
doesn't
have
know
to
how
look.
to read.
Really don't.
Oh, boy.
I've been faking it this whole time.
Boy, do we need to wreck on a whole bunch of shit then. All right, so you guys are going to rest, take it easy, kind of reconnect, go to your rooms, check out your beds, fluff your pillows, call for housekeeping about 10 dozen times, There's a couple of kegs of ale, 3 kegs of wine. There's a couple casks of what we would call whiskey. As the night progresses, ooh, here we go.
Do we have a rooftop patio?
No.
Dang.
I would like all of you to roll me a D4, straight D4, and I will add up the number.
3.
3.
2.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, okay.
That's 10 greater demons.
As
terrorists.
as the night progresses, so the total is 10. Would you roll, Chancellor? You rolled a 1, correct? Actually, I need to exclude yours, so that's 9. As the night progresses, we'll start with Circe. You feel yourself drifting off to sleep. It's wonderful. It's nice. It's great. Everything is awesome.
You're gonna ruin it, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Not me. Your dreams shift. You have dreams of home, dreams of battle, dreams of sitting by the fire and just, enjoying life. In the middle of your dreams, you see 10 eyes looking at you. The area goes dark, and you hear the voices that you heard from Tiamat. We're so close. You will get us back, and we will reign upon this plane and all others forever. You wake up in a cold sweat. We're gonna pause there. Next, Deluge, you're having dreams of swimming amongst the fishes and finding pearls and gems and bounty that is unparalleled by any. As you look up at one point, you see a shark. You're not scared. Come on, you're Deluge. The shark turns and looks at you and opens its mouth, and the 5 heads come out from Tiamat and say, "You all looked so delicious. Cannot wait to see you soon." You wake up in a cold sweat. Oddity, you're having your usual dreams of caravan life and circus and just the watching people slip and fall and laughing on the inside and trying to hold it in. And then in your dream, you get this weird burning sensation on your arm where that tattoo was. And you look down and you see that the flesh is peeling back on your arm and starting to rot. You can see the exposed bone and muscle. And as you begin to scream, fire, acid, lightning, all of it just comes out of your mouth instead of your scream. And you're choking back the fumes, the pain, as you're reaching your arm and yanking on it. And out of your mouth comes one of the voices of Tiamat that screams, "This is just the beginning, my child. Just the beginning." You wake up in a cold sweat. Calder, you're having a dream about being at sea where you feel most at home. You're sitting on the front of the ship watching the waves, the dolphins, the fish. You're listening to the sounds of them tacking the sails, of the wind filling it. You're hearing the creaks that just help you fall asleep at night. Up from the water rises Tiamat in full form. The ship crashes into her. You turn around. You watch all of your brethren and sisters sinking below the waves, screaming for you to help. You're trying to swim, and a big black claw just scoops you out of the water and brings you right next to one of the heads. The lips are being licked by a very long black tongue. You can smell the sulfur deep within the breath. You started this, and we will thank you by making you our first meal. As she throws you into her mouth, you wake up in a cold sweat. The four of you that woke up realize that it is now almost dawn. Rogelio is fast asleep and sleeping well.
I presume my room has a balcony that maybe opens to the east.
Yes, we will assign rooms later, but for now, yes.
So I'll go out onto the balcony and begin my morning ministrations to Lathander. And I will see if I can just commune with him to make any sense out of, because this is the second dream I've had with Tiamat
Yep.
in it.
Yep.
So that's how I begin my day.
Okay, roll me a percentile die. Go ahead. Calder.
I was gonna say, I think Calder's he's gonna like get out of bed. He's gonna open up. I would imagine Calder would have taken a room that overlooks like the cliff of the ocean. I guess he would open up the window and try to get like fresh air into there, and just like bamf out his raven and just sit there and just like quietly like collect his thoughts and come down from the nightmare.
Yeah, as you open it, the sea air hits you in full force, and you didn't realize how hot you were until that moment, and you feel the chill kind of race across your skin. You get the hair standing up on the back of your neck to where you got, you're all tense. For that roll, Circes, you feel a connection that immediately calms you, and you have advantage on one roll for the remainder of the day. Any roll.
I'll thank the Morning Lord for his blessing.
He smacks you. All right. Anybody else want to do anything?
If we're doing our morning things, I think once Oddity has finished scratching some of the skin off her arm, she's going to take her bag, take out one of her special teacups and a cloth, and she's going to get a cup of tea and take her cards, and she's going to sit out in the lawn over her cloth spread and do a couple of reads. Basically just trying to get...
At first, it's really hard for you to get any reads. You're misshuffling the cards. You're not getting the turns that make sense. Like it takes you a little bit, but you start to get back into your groove over a period of maybe about 30 minutes. You were very shaken by that. Deluge.
I'm going to go down to where the vault's going to be, into the underground dock, and just sit on the cave floor close to the water. Take out the that Oddity gave me, spread them all out, and try to figure. Fuck am I supposed to...
Interesting. Why don't you? Do you have a deck of regular cards nearby?
I also have tarot cards.
Okay, go ahead and pull out that deck of tarot cards, shuffled up a little bit. I want you to pull out 5 cards and put in our chat here what those cards are. And I will let Oddity tell us what they mean. All right.
How many cards did you say? 5?
5. Rogelio.
Well, I woke up after a great night. I probably just went down to the kitchen or wherever and made coffee or something.
I will say that as you wake up, you kind of do your morning routine. You know, you're like kind of cracking the knuckles, kind of working them out a little bit. When you go to crack the knuckles, that's when you realize that your wedding band is now missing.
Oh, son of a! This is like the 7th time.
It's totally not a sign.
Probably not.
Your marriage is due.
Marriage.
Well,
Oh, man.
wouldn't be the
True
first one.
love.
What I notice during any of this morning routine that either I see Oddity sitting in the front yard or any of that, because I imagine they all woke up before me.
I would say by the time you wake up, and by the way, everybody received a full rest, so this wasn't disruptive to you to where you didn't get a full rest. I would say by the time that you wake up, yeah, Oddity's kind of getting into her groove at that point in time, so about a half hour or so. You see Calder's Raven flying around. You hear Circe's kind of say, "Did you just fucking smack me?" But you have not heard Deluge yet.
Okay.
I will, once I get myself together, I will come down and get some coffee. Good morning, Rogelio.
Morning.
Did you
get,
rest?
I rested well. Did you?
I did. I had an odd dream, though. A couple of nights now, I've had dreams about the Tiamat. Came to me in my dreams. Rather unpleasant, but a little quality time with the Morning Lord calmed me down this morning. But disturbing.
Your encounter seems to have had some impact on you. Well, beyond the fact that your finger is really weird.
Yeah. I'll carefully not point it at anything.
But
I noticed that as well.
clearly had an impact on you all. I just hope we can figure out something. I hope her dreams. I hope her dreams are just dreams for now. And
That's my hope as well.
By this point, Calder, you're heading downstairs as well.
Yeah, I'm probably heading down to start making some breakfast for everybody. It's bacon and whatever eggs we have.
I should have had dinner. Damn it.
lizard eggs.
Yeah, I was just thinking of lizard.
And roughly as the meal is being prepared, I would say probably Deluge and Oddity come inside roughly at the same time. Or inside and upstairs at roughly the same time.
Oddity will make tea for everybody else.
Good morning.
Staying out of everybody else's.
Morning, ladies.
Howdy.
And Deluge, it's up to you if you want to talk to Oddity about the cards that you drew.
I will.
Okay. Whenever. I just wanted them there so that way we could refer back to them. All right. So breakfast goes off without much fanfare. You're all well fed. The sun is beginning to rise. Yeah.
Can I make a general insight check of everyone, since it's very quiet around the table at breakfast?
You absolutely can try.
I'm gonna roll a 2 probably.
There's no harm in trying. Said the end.
I rolled a 4.
Everything appears 100% normal besides Circe's finger.
I'll be like, you will not believe what I realized this morning. One of those little bastards from yesterday stole my wedding ring.
Oh, do you want that back?
Preferably.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
I caught the bastard.
I appreciate that.
I was taking that nice elven lady to the bar when I noticed he hadn't exactly snuck away that well.
He puts it back on. It's like, "No, I won't lose this again. I will lose this again 100%.
As you bend down to lace up your boots, your ring is gone again. Okay.
Question?
Hmm?
So you said the Calder cooked breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
For the most part, I've usually had Oddity doing most of the cooking. Is Calder a better cook than Oddity?
Ooh, performance check. Performance check.
Cook off.
You may use a dissonant whisper on this if you want.
This would be an acceptable use.
Yeah, I'll use a dissonant whisper on it. Let's see, because I'm at -1, so I'm gonna use dissonant whisper. Give myself advantage on this.
He lets himself through cooking.
It's gonna be a 13.
22.
Oh.
Oddity feels better about herself.
So it's passable. The food is passable. It's definitely, you know, it's not
It's eggs and
Michelin
bacon.
star. It's not Michelin star, but it's definitely not, you know, it's not like, you know, hardtack either. So.
It's better than what Jill cooked.
So are you guys ready to head out?
Hey, at least I didn't burn the bacon.
Oh, did
I'm gonna
you?
put to the
Give me a
side
cooking
from-
check. What was that?
I was gonna pull Oddity to the side after having breakfast and
Okay.
everything.
So that everybody else is getting geared up and ready to go, and you're gonna pull her aside.
So I was looking at the cards you gave me. I drew a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what they mean. So I thought maybe I'd ask you to teach me or translate.
Well, that's why I gave you the cards. Granny made me carry my cards for weeks before she even let me pull any or do any readings. You said before that you wanted to learn, so I thought maybe I could.
We didn't get a chance after the interview. I wanted to say I'm sorry for about. He didn't exactly elaborate, but he said he passed away. I know how hard.
It's
Wanted.
difficult. It's continued to be difficult.
Just if you ever want to talk about shit, probably still hate me for justified reasons, but you're.
I don't hate you. I just don't trust you very much right now.
Would it be weird if I don't trust me? I'm trying to do the right. Fuck, it's hard. So much easier back when I was a pirate. Don't tell them I'm a pirate. They probably.
Wasn't. I'm pretty sure Rogelio and Calder aren't exactly up to snuff either. And I was in a circus. The Luge were all kind of grubby. The only one that I think is sort of on.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Seriously?
Paladin. What are they asking? Might remind you.
I mean, well, he's the closest thing we have to our moral compass, even though I'm not 100% sure on him. I think he looks down on me, but he's probably the most moral of us all.
I'm 6 feet 7 inches, ma'am.
So,
It's just.
but we're all grubby.
Have you been having weird dreams? Besides maybe Tiamat related dreams? Other than that?
Yeah, last night.
Were voices talking to you too? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
from the
Oh.
darkness, though?
No. I
Me
was
neither. Yeah, it was probably a dragon or something. You know, Tiamat, not other stuff. Thanks for the cards. Let's get going. Got a lot to do today.
okay.
And then Deluge is just gonna run outside and just wait on the porch.
I was gonna grab the rest of her shit and just go with the rest of the group.
All right. So you guys get on a horse-drawn cart, and you begin to make your way. Who is watching? Who is driving?
I would be watching more than likely.
Which one of us is actually probably the best at driving?
I mean, I did kind of win the horse race we were having.
Oh, jeez.
Oddities.
Is that the one where we killed all the horses?
That's just her particular wagon.
Hey,
nobody else.
she won. The horses didn't.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Kayla?
Oddity used to drive her own wagon, but
It's probably Oddity then.
Okay.
that's I'm not proficient.
I'm not proficient in land vehicles either.
Yeah,
She was
yeah,
part of the circus. She was usually on the wagon, so
I can drive water wagons.
nobody else will. I guess I'll give it a try.
I mean, I'm generally good at most things.
You sure? Really, really sure?
One might even say I'm a jack of all trades, but you know, whatever.
Feel free, Deluge.
Just saying, I won.
All right. So
You did.
Deluge is the one driving.
Yes.
yeah, I guess.
So who's primary on watch?
I will be.
Okay. Anybody assisting him? Okay. Good to know.
I guess I was gonna say I'll be assisting Raheli up there. Like I have my Raven out as well, just giving flying about and stuff.
Okay. I need an animal handling check from Deluge.
Sure.
As you guys are reaching some rough terrain as you go down into the swamp.
17.
You navigate it like a pro. Give me a perception check, Circe, at advantage, being helped by Calder and Rogelio and Oddity.
That would be a 17.
Okay. You notice not much has changed. It's only been a day. You're kind of following the cart path that Rogelio brought you back on. Some time passes. You travel. The route's a little winding. It looks like it's an old herding trail, almost. You guys are nearing the location where Rogelio picked you up on the cart. You can see that the trail that you're on has a fork in it. It goes north and continues west. East, sorry. Continues east. The trail to the north is not well worn. The trail to the east looks like it's been well traveled.
You know, I read a poem once where you're supposed to take the one that hasn't been traveled.
Two roads
Is,
diverge in wood.
Saying. Poetry has very rarely steered me wrong.
Now, is that actual poetry or poetry the person?
I have yet to make her acquaintance thoroughly yet. So.
Based off the map, that the crude map the lizard folk showed us, would we know which one is quote unquote the correct road?
North.
Well, I guess we go down north.
All right.
Unless we
From
want to walk it from here and
from your
not risk getting the wagon stuck.
Yeah, from your perspective, you could tell that the trail does continue, and it will be getting more and more narrow as you go along. So there's going to come a point where you probably will not be able to travel via cart anymore. Calder, give me a perception check from your burb.
Alright, let me extras. Perception. That's what, wisdom or intelligence? Or actually, there it is.
Yeah.
Perception plus 3 on the Raven. Hold on. That is a 10.
From the distance that your Raven's able to travel, you can tell that in about 600 or so feet, there's a clearing with a jutting cave that comes up, some rock formations around it.
Relay that to the group. Be like, hey, it looks like we're gonna be a cave coming up soon with some rocks, rock formation. So that could be our destination.
It's not far at all, then.
Well, let's just hoof. And by hoof it, I mean not the horse. I mean, I realize that
Okay.
unclear.
So you're going to look for a place to hitch the horse?
I was just gonna ask him to wait here, but sure, that sounds like a really good idea.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check, please.
Yep. Gonna be...
It's going to be a what? You broke up.
Oh, sorry. 16.
16. You're able to find a suitable location for you to hitch the horse and the wagon to. You bring the feed bag out and give some oats to the horse. He seems rather happy. So you guys are going to traverse on foot.
We'll
Makes
see you
sense.
later, Calder number. This is the better Calder. I just wanted to make... That's why I put...
You're cutting
All
out
right.
so much I can't know if it's funny or not.
Yeah, you're starting to cut out a lot. Yeah, your video's frozen.
Let me...
It looks fantastic on stream, though.
Oh, goody. Is this any better?
We'll know as you talk.
Um,
I think it might have to do with your sensitivity.
Shannon, you're so sensitive.
I really am.
Pull the microphone a little bit closer to your mouth.
How's this?
That sounds better.
Is this any better?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you guys head off in the general direction that Calder's bird saw. It's rather hilly. There's ups and downs. You guys are starting to get a little bit hungry for lunch. You can start to see up ahead the swampland clears, not because of stumps, but because of grassland. Through the trees, you can start to make out grass and bushes and flowers. As you draw closer, you can see that there are 3 monoliths on the outside of a cave that seems to be jutting forth from the ground. You're too far away to see much more than that, though.
How tall are they?
They are, well, fuck, about 15 feet tall.
3 of them, you said.
Yep.
Okay.
Glaive in hand, I think I'll approach one of the monoliths and give it a thorough inspection without touching it.
pick one. There's the one that's directly outside of the cave. We'll call that one 1. There's the one that's if you were facing the cave to the left, we'll call that 2, and the one that's to the right, we'll call that one 3.
I'll look at number 1 and right in front of the cave.
All right. As you draw closer, you feel the metal from the glaive in your hand start to go colder.
If it gets really cold, I think I'll stop.
Yeah, as you look around, you can see that the grass below seems to be almost frozen. In about a 10-foot circle outside of it.
I'm not going to get into that circle. This monolith here appears to be quite frozen or some such. My weapon is growing cold, and look here, down at this grass is all like a hard frost.
And as you're talking, your breath is starting to appear.
Oh, and look.
A plume of white smoke, which is rare for him, comes out of his mouth.
Huh.
From your
get
vantage,
any closer to the monolith. Is it blocking? Like, would I have to walk through that radius to get to the cave?
yeah, the way that I would want you to think about it, that if this is the cave here, right? You have a monolith here, a monolith here, and a monolith here, and kind of an arch on the outside of the cave entrance. You are at this one here, that's the furthest one out. So no matter what, you're gonna have to break the plane to get into that cave entrance. From your vantage point, you can see that there are hand-hewn carved stairs that descend inside of the cave. There's also the faint glow of torchlight down below.
Interesting. There's stairs in the cave and there's torchlight and flickering away. So,
And I'm assuming you're using your speech thing to where you can talk to people through your earpiece?
oh yeah, yes.
Yes.
That's. How did you know that's what I was doing?
I'm the DM, that's what I do.
I guess. Yeah, I shouldn't even have to ask.
I guess I'll go. Carter's gonna go take a look at number 3, monolith number 3 there.
Okay. As you draw closer, you find it harder and harder to breathe, almost like the air is being taken out of your lungs. The grass that is growing in about a 10-foot radius below it seems to be void of all life. It's all brown.
It's a. Like I hit the earring and be like, it looks like this monolith. It like sucks the life out of you as you get close, probably. And so, I would not want to walk too close to this one.
I'm gonna check out the last monolith.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Can I go over to Circe? I want to do an Arcana check over there while she's doing her thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll the Arcana. As you
Staying at least 20 feet away from all of them.
Yep. As you grow closer, you're able to make out the fact that the ground beneath this monolith seems to be scorched. It starts to get really hot the closer they get to it. I'm assuming that you guys are stopping before this 10-foot radius, by the way. Taking a little bit of liberty on that one. But it's getting hotter the closer that you get. The ground is scorched, and you feel the sweat start to pool on your forehead, on your arms, behind your knees even. It's at least a 30 to 40 degree difference, even 30 feet out than where you were just 20 or 30 feet ago.
Hey, you guys. I don't know if it's just me, but it's getting really hot over here.
What was your Arcana check?
21.
These monoliths are very reminiscent, or these obelisks are very reminiscent of wards of protection.
I think these are protection wards, kind of. They're similar.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
There's about 40 feet between each monolith.
And there's only a 10-foot ring of
Right, but
madness.
as you guys are 20 or 30 feet away from each, you are feeling these effects. But yeah, there's a 10-foot radius of bad stuff.
On the ground.
Yeah.
I think we can get through it to the cave entrance if we're really careful and watch where we're stepping. But no matter what we do, we're gonna feel it unless we find another way through.
I could try to destroy them.
I was gonna try tossing a rock.
What if... Alright, I'm gonna go for the cold one. I'm gonna stand back, but I'm gonna throw a firebolt at it.
Okay. Roll your spell attack, please. It said firebolt, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't quite hit the outside of the obelisk. It falls short, and the flame scatters across, and you see the sparks from the spell in and of itself kind of freeze and fall to the ground.
Oh, that didn't work.
I'm just gonna, well, once I, like, everyone step back a little bit. I'm gonna try to just toss a rock between two of the pillars and see what happens.
I'll stand back.
Which two are you trying to toss between?
I guess I'll throw between I think it's the fire and the ice one.
One and two?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll toss a stone in between the two of them towards the entrance of the cavern.
Give me a... Let's do dexterity. Dexterity check, please.
That is a... just straight dex.
Yep.
20.
Okay.
Not that.
It sails through and lands on the other side, apparently unscathed.
Well, there goes that theory.
Considering it's a rock with no life force, I feel like that's probably the giveaway.
Are there any, like, frogs around here?
Give me a perception check.
It's not a mechanical trap.
What I'll do is I'll have my raven fly directly between the fire and ice one.
You're a monster.
Give me a
I killed the raven instead.
Give me a dexterity check. If you have the stats for acrobatics on your bird, that would be a good one.
Let's see. Let me.
You might not, and that's
21
what
looking for frogs.
you find a toad.
So acrobatics would be dex. And that is going to be an 8.
Your bird flies through. It tries to aim for center, but it winds up getting a little too close to number 2. And you see the feathers on one of its wings, on the left wing, kind of ignite in midair, and the bird kind of crashes into the dirt on the other side. Still alive, but badly damaged.
What's that? Bad from back. How many points of damage did he take?
2.
2. Alright, so he's down to 1. 1 hit point.
Well, I guess I don't
very
need to
much like
test with-
try something. I mean, your frog idea sounds really good, Rogelio. But
I'll
I
put
think
him
I
back.
can maybe destroy one of these things.
Does
I'm all
anyone
for it.
have a way to possibly just turn off the magic?
So
Dispel magic or.
we don't want me to blow up a rock.
I'm
Well,
fine with
I
you
thought-
blowing up a rock. I'd love to see that.
I just thought first we might try to dispel it rather than ring the front doorbell with an explosion.
Well, I figure if these are stones, wards of protection, I would imagine if you tried to destroy it, the effects the results and the consequences would probably be very bad. I would imagine. You're trying to take out the defenses and probably might not go as planned.
I mean, unless someone has a better idea, it's just a shot. I can try and shatter one of them.
I've got nothing.
Back away.
Everybody get at least 120 feet.
Okay.
I'm back up.
I'll take you guys to the edge of the clearing.
I'm taking the toad with me.
Okay. I'm gonna aim at the middle. And I'm gonna cast Shatter.
You're gonna aim at number 1.
Yes.
Does this Shatter have an attack DC or attack spell?
Let's see. For Shatter, the thing just has to make like a con save of 14.
Well, okay. Let me con save for a rock.
Yeah, it's like a creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw. Blah, blah, blah.
At disadvantage.
Take that,
It's a
rock.
good thing you gave me disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie, first roll was a 20. Second roll, however, fails with a 4.
So this thing, let's see. A sudden loud ringing sound, painfully intense, erupts from this point. Blah, blah, blah. 3d8 thunder damage. Oh, non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area. But these are magic.
Yep, they are magic.
Would it still take the 3d8 thunder damage?
Yes,
Okay, well, might as well.
I'll
Even
allow
though
it.
Is a freaking rock, so I doubt this is gonna go well for any. Let's see. 21.
All right. The rock cracks into 4 pieces. One piece falls to the ground. The other 3 just kind of wedge out. There is a wave of sound followed by cold that encompasses the whole area. As this happens, I do need Deluge to do a dex save, please.
Yep, I figured as such. Oh, thank fuck for that. 21.
All right. You feel the cold air hit you and push you back just a little bit, maybe 5 feet, if that. The tips of your fingers are extremely cold. Your hair goes brittle for an instant. And then you kind of catch your breath. It's like if you jumped into a cold pool. And you feel the heat of the day on the other side of that. But you take no damage.
I think it worked.
Okay.
Alright.
Can come back.
Are you all right?
A little chilly, but
Excuse me. Very well.
By the way,
I guess we
since
should,
since you found a frog, Rogelio, I need you to do a perception check for me.
Oh god. My ring's gone, isn't it?
No. No. Something much more interesting is about to happen.
oh no.
23.
23.
Yep.
Well, you've noticed that when you picked up this frog,
It's actually a
That-
bullywug.
that it didn't move. In fact, it's not cold. It's not wet. It's just it's in fact it's almost metal, and you pull it out of your pocket for a second to take a look at it. And you see that the eyes aren't normal eyes. In fact, they're jewels. And the little warts are little bits of amethyst. And this frog is now bound to you. I would like for you to look up the Jeweled Frog of Chaos.
What?
The Jeweled Frog of Chaos. I will read for our players at home. There's a few that may know what this is. You're about to love or hate me. It's one or the other. Once picked up, the curse of this frog is attached to you. This item cannot be destroyed or left. If left behind, it will appear back in your pocket once you have entered into initiative. Once you or your party enter initiative, a turn counter begins. Using 1d12, count each turn that has been taken. At the end of the 12th turn, announce that a frog croaking sound can be heard. You, Rogelio, will get to roll 1d6. On an odd number, roll 1d20. And the effect listed in the table below happens as the counter restarts. On an even number, no effect takes place and the counter restarts. Here are some of the effects for you guys. You and all your party members within 60 feet have their AC reduced by 2 for 1d4 plus 1 rounds. All casters within 60 feet gain all spell slots back. Your AC is reduced by 2 for 1d4 rounds. All party members within 60 feet have their AC reduced by 2 for 2 rounds. Based on party roll initiative, roll 1d10 and count up. That party member is stunned for 1 round. Based on party roll initiative, count 1d10 and count up. That party member gains an additional attack for 1d4 rounds. You are unaffected for the next 1d20 plus 10 hit points of damage suffered. Permanent effect. You permanently gain +1 to any base stat score, cannot exceed 18. Then the frog is transported to the nearest party member. Permanent effect. You permanently gain +1 to any ability modifier. The frog is then transported to the nearest party member. All party members within 60 feet take 2d4 damage. All party members within 60 feet gain the following: plus 1d12 to your con modifier health points, plus 1d10 to your con modifier to their max HP for 24 hours, and plus 1d8 to your con modifier bonus HP. All potions currently carried by you become water. You are under the effect of the haste spell. The frog is transported to the nearest party member. No other effects. All resistance is not in effect for the next 2 rounds. Any resistance becomes immunity for the next 2 rounds. The tidal wave spell is cast with this point of origin being you. All party members within 30 feet are now incapacitated for 1 round. All non-party members within 60 feet are now incapacitated for 1 round. And my favorite, permanent effect, Blessed Reposed. When knocked unconscious and you begin your death saves, roll the d20 twice. The first roll does not count. Instead, if the amount rolled is higher than your constitution total, you instantly stand up, have 10% of your health, and may take your turn. This can only happen once per long rest. The frog is then transported to the nearest member. You now have
love this.
my most
guys,
favorite.
I found a really cool frog.
Yep. And I will say that as you're looking at it, like you even kind of like maybe you put it down and it just there's a poof of smoke and you feel weight back in your pocket.
I gotta get this on my ring.
I love this thing. I created this a few years ago and I fucking love this thing.
Because like it's covered in all these gems and treasures. Would Deluge actually know what this?
No, because it's a wondrous, extremely rare.
Gotcha.
All right, well.
Can we make a new rule that we don't go picking up random shit? Can we do that?
No.
Let's just go inside and kill something, because I'm just...
Think of all the things I'm gonna pick up inside.
You are the oldest amongst us. Should you not have sage wisdom on how to avoid this shit?
No.
For all those playing at home and for the other players, I just linked it in chat.
Listen, I'm sure this fog is fine.
Let's go. Let's get this over with. I want to go home.
All right.
So does it appear that the effect on the coming or emanating from the middle has been ended?
Yes, from what you can tell.
Okay. So are we ready to descend into this cave and retrieve Queen Unkutet? Unkutet.
It's like
the
me trying to
hell?
say. It's like me trying to say your name for the first time for like the first 2 sessions of this game.
I just imagine Circes
Oath-
wrote this on his hand and it's
Oath-
smudged.
You wrote it on your desk in a Sharpie, right? It's oath content.
Uncontent. The
Well,
queen.
Frank and
Are we
I are
ready
ready
to
to go.
retrieve the queen?
Yes.
Frank and I are ready.
Frank.
Yeah, the frog. Its name's Frank.
Frankenfrog.
Like the frog.
This is gonna be so
All right,
good.
then.
All right. So you all approach the cave by going down the middle, right?
I'll lead the way, glaive in hand. Torches are on either side of the entry, correct? Or down the stairwell, you said?
Yeah, you can. As you approach the cave, you see that there are stone stairs that are carved into the earth that descend 120 feet. And at the bottom, I will move you guys there, and I will change the screen over because we actually have a map for this one. Yee-hoo.
Oh boy, man.
Let me know if you guys can see your character.
Let's see.
I knew there was a reason I got out D12s today.
I just see darkness.
Okay.
I see us on the right side of the
Yeah,
map.
there we are. There we
Mhm.
are. I see us now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put yourself in an order. So the little black squares are 5 feet. I want to double check that. 10 feet. Each square is 10 feet of the little squares. So you would actually be half. Yeah, you guys would actually be half of your size. So you reach the bottom, about 120 feet. And there is a long corridor with a large stone door at the end. The corridor is 20 feet wide. You can put yourself in whatever marching order you want. There's a couple of torches that are lit along the stairwell. Besides that, it's rather dark.
Do we want me to?
I'll go ahead and I don't mind taking the lead. I can I like to tap the ground in front of me as I make my way forward.
Okay.
Do we want me to cast dancing light so we can see a little better?
Oh, there's
Great.
torches on the walls.
Yeah, but I mean it's pretty damn dark down.
I mean, if you want to, the lights are very pretty. And they do help us see.
Sure. Cast my dancing lights.
I am going to do something for you that I've been wanting to do. I want to do it live. Here we go.
Oh.
Everything is fine.
How much light do they emanate?
Let me double check. Let's see. I create 4 torch size lights. Let's see. They each shed dim light into a 10-foot radius.
Dancing light only sheds dim light?
As a bonus, I can move them up to 60 feet away. And it must be within 20 feet of another light created by the spell, or the light winks out of existence.
I have also one of my blades gives off light.
Can you see those, Shannon? If not, I'll move them down.
Sees darkness.
Darkness.
Wait. What?
There's your 4 little lights.
Oh my god! A cute little fish. Yeah, this is great.
They should be under your control, and the light should be able to be seen by everybody.
Yes.
Oh, that is so awesome. Okay. We'll move you along here. You here. And you here. And And then I will go up to my little buddies. Yes.
Right. So I get to the end, yeah.
I'm going to take up the rear.
So if I come to a wall,
You've come to a door. A large stone door that opens in the middle.
I'd like to roll investigation on the aforementioned stone door.
Go for it.
6.
As far as you can tell, it is a door, and it is made of stone.
Appears to be a stone door here, ladies and gentlemen. Does it have an opening mechanism? Does it look like it's locked, latched?
There are
somewhere?
2 handles.
Shall I go ahead and lead the way, ladies and gentlemen?
You go right on ahead.
So be it. Go ahead.
Very well. I'll attempt to open the door.
Give me a strength check.
I have strength. That would be, a nat 20, so 23.
The door opens with ease.
Well, that's good news. Okay, so I'll open the door. What do I see behind the door, Mr.
A
Dungeon
very large room.
Master? I will proceed slowly and wait for my party members to follow in behind me.
Because I'd be following up behind a Calder.
The
Calder
walls.
would be following behind Styrsis.
The walls are carved and smooth. The floor is sand.
Hold on a second, I
I'm going to
gotta
be
make sure my lights
poking
go ahead.
with my glaive just ahead of me as I walk so I don't step in any bad sand situation.
I think I see something in the darkness.
Yeah.
How far can you guys see in the dark?
Well, there's torch lights apparently.
Yep, there are some torch lights. There's light emanating from the corners. There's lights ahead of you, and beyond that, you can see a large shape.
Yeah, I just see a large shape in the dim light.
That wouldn't happen to be in the shape of a Care Bear, would it? Because I'm sure it's not a lizard or a dragon or anything like that.
I'm
What's
unsure.
that?
Why would you be in the dungeon fighting a dragon?
I'm just gonna make a little like airport trail of lights. for
As
my little guys,
that
just
last
sort of-
one moves forward, you see the head of a blue dragon
God bless him.
come out from its slumber underneath its wings
I'm glad
and
we're
look
back
at
here.
all of you in the party.
Well, shit.
Did you say
Oh.
blue dragon?
Yeah, and Rogelio, that's where you're standing. I need you to do a perception check for me really quick.
Oh
So
boy.
much for breath weapon effectiveness.
Perception?
Yep.
19.
Okay. You saw it as you stepped on it, and you hear behind you as the door closes behind you.
I blame Frog.
That's
And you hear a voice. Actually, let me make sure I've got the right voice turned on here. Let me make sure.
Blue dragon.
Let me make sure. Let's do this one. Who disturbs my slumber?
My name is Aladdin, sir. Circus Bronze Mist, your magnificence.
I've heard of treats being sent my way. Such a large amount would CP most delicious.
I hate to argue with you, sir, but I'm not here as a form of nourishment necessarily. I am looking for a queen on content, or God, whatever her name is, the lizard merfolk queen.
Do you come to disturb the sleep of my mistress?
That's awkward, isn't it?
I mean, I would.
Who's your mistress?
Caldera.
Deluge.
Is she single?
Apparently not.
I mean, if you guys are a thing, I'll back off, but like, just
He,
thought I'd
he
ask.
kind of lumbers towards you even more and says, no, but she's my keeper.
Ah.
Interesting.
Are you looking for new employment?
In what way?
She feeds me. I keep her safe.
It's a pretty solid deal, on all honesty. Could I make a counter proposal, though?
Go for it. He's going to reach out and try to bite one of your orbs of light.
Not edible, honestly. I've tried. It doesn't work.
Too fishy.
So, we are an up-and-coming band of heroes, you see. And
He
we
bites.
have a
He
pretty
bites
swank
through it,
for-
and as his teeth. Let me do this. He bites through it, and as his teeth go through it, it evaporates in space. You're down to 3 orbs of light.
So, we have a pretty swank fortress that could use some guard. Could we make some sort of deal with you to do the same arrangement that you have going on here? We'd be happy to feed you. And plus, you'd be outside in fresh air instead of a dump. Depends on your, preference. But we also have a pretty cool underground cave that could use some guarding. Water adjacent. Don't know how you feel about that.
You see his tail swish in the sand. He goes, "This is my preferred domain. And since you have no real purpose, I suppose it is time for me to feed." Everybody roll initiative.
So that's a no on the deal? Or...
I'm curious to know if she's here against her will.
We'll deal with that as soon as we get through initiative.
Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. I have a 12.
All right, 20 to 25.
21.
Oh, I'm a 23.
Damn.
Yeah, right.
Then 15 to 20.
15.
15 for oddity.
What'd you have, Circes?
12, please.
All right.
All right, Oddity and Rogelio, you guys can pick on your turn who goes when.
Rogelio can go. I'm fine waiting.
Okay.
And the reason that you are rolling initiative is because the dragon is going to go ahead and exhale a cloud of lightning at you.
Hey, DM guy.
Yeah.
Is it possible? I'm gonna yell to the group. Y'all need to scatter right away. Don't be in a straight line. I understand these things as a bronze dragon born. Can I tell or determine the age of this beast as we're standing here about to get electrocuted?
He looks young for a dragon.
Okay.
All right. So, I need Circes and Calder to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, that's not good.
Dex saving.
I rolled a 7. I have, I believe, resistance to lightning damage. Yes. So I take half to begin with.
It's going to be a 14 for Calder.
All right, you both failed. So let me roll the
It's
damage.
like 1d6. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's nothing. It's nothing major.
I mean, like a 9-volt battery that's half used. I'm sure it'll be fine. But I do yell to the party, please, you need to scatter. Don't be in a straight line. Because his lightning, breath.
Low rolls to that one. $36 damage.
Oh,
Okay. I get half of that, thankfully, because of my bronze dragon bornness. So 36, half of that is 18. Jesus. That sucks.
Calder's not looking so hot.
Is that actually considered disease? Because I'm immune to disease.
No, it's lightning.
But it's not like disease lightning?
No, it's not disease lightning. It's grease lightning. It's grease lightning.
In the environment we find ourselves in, I thought I should ask.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Damn.
All right, so with that surprise attack, we go to the top of the order. Deluge, you're up.
I'm gonna move down here, look at the dragon, and just start whispering at a second level in a dissonant way, and he needs to do a wisdom save.
I love dissonant whispers. What are you saying to him?
I'm saying, you young, arrogant fool, this shall be your tomb, not your domain.
I forgot to do that.
Nice. Nice. What's your DC?
Son of a...
14.
He kind of looks at you and smiles and says, it's going to be so fun. No effect.
Okay, let's see, what else can I do? Oh, I can do this then. I'm going to summon a 10-foot long tent and smack it
Damn it, I
for
forgot to-
1d8 cold damage. So let's see if that hits. It's gonna be
I had
a
something for the
17 to
tentacle
hit.
before. Oh, well. 17 to hit. 17 misses.
Oh shit.
Dungeon,
y'all. I'm out.
Dungeons and Dragons, y'all. Dungeons and Dragons. Now, for those that need to keep count of initiative turns, that is the first one. We are starting the second one. Do you want me to keep the D12s? That way I've got it.
2.
Okay. Now we are up to Calder.
Alright, I was gonna say, I forgot on that Dragon's Breath, I forgot I could have cast Absorb Elements, but that's my fault, so I'm not gonna retcon that. And so I'm gonna use my bonus action to take a second wind, and basically oh shit, that hurt. I gain back 10 health points because I need that, and I don't think I can. These are what, 10-foot squares?
Yeah, you are like 50 feet away.
Yeah. Hey, Circe, how are you looking over there?
I'm all right.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
I'm all right.
Hey,
I'm all
Siri. Alright, so
Those calls are coming from inside the house.
yeah. I'm gonna move over to here, and then as my action, I guess I could dash. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Action dash, and then I am going to. That's what another 30 feet. I am going to basically get up to here. And that's my turn. I couldn't get in range to fight him if I could, and I didn't want to Thunderbolt Cirrus as well. And probably Thunderbolt on the Blue Dragon would not be beneficial.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That would be the end of my turn.
All right. 3. Let's go ahead and roll to see if the recharge happens. Jesus.
Yeah, I already did it. It doesn't.
I rolled a 6. It does.
Can I tell if that's happening?
Yeah, I'll say that you realize that its chambers have been filled with lightning once again.
Okay, I will. He is able to breathe again, y'all. Just be aware of that. Don't be in a straight line.
Goody.
Cirrus.
My turn, eh?
No. No. No.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No.
Prize round from the dragon.
What's your AC?
Like 34 or something. 18.
Okay. Here we go. It's going to try to bite you and claw you twice.
Oh, well, lovely.
Miss on the bite.
That's good news.
Hit on the claw.
Yeah.
Miss on the other claw.
Okay.
Even with a +9. Getting some low rolls, throwing that dice away.
Thank you, Linda.
You take 12 damage from the claw.
Ooh. Okay. Cirrus is hurting. He's up, but he's hurting.
All right. Oddity Rogelio.
All right. Okay.
By the way, if it helps, the ceilings here are about 60 feet high.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, because I was just fixing to go up there.
A lot of things I can do here. I'm actually going to go back by the door and try to determine if this is sealed behind us.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 12.
As far as you can tell, it's locked, bro.
All right. And then I'm going to use. So I move 10 feet. 20. And then I'm going to bonus action dash up to here. And that's really all I can do this turn.
Okay. Oddity number 5.
I am going to throw a chaos bolt at it first level.
Nice. What kind of damage is that?
It depends. I have to roll for it.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't be electrical. Don't be electrical.
It's only 12.
That's a miss.
I don't hit.
The Chaos Bolt strikes the sand to the right of Cirrus, about 5 feet away.
Okay.
Is that-
Not
Go ahead.
already spread out, so that's where I'm gonna stay, I think. As for anything else, yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm done.
All right. Cirrus, number 6.
Okay. I think what I'm going to have to do at this point, holy crap, is disengage. As a matter of fact. So that'll be my action, and then my movement will be 10, 20, 30, because, I just have to get away.
That's fair.
And that's what I got. I hate to be all like that, but I'm almost dead. So, owie.
Deluge.
Okay. I'm going to figure out.
That's right. I could have did that.
Alright. I'm going to get a little closer, and then I'm going to use the dagger to slice open my middle finger and say, "Hey, fuck you," and cast Bang.
Nice. Okay. Is that a roll on my end?
Yeah, you gotta do a charisma saving throw.
Charisma? Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I failed.
Yep. So now let's not use Bang much. Whenever target fails, the saving throw. When you go for an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, you have to roll a d4 and subtract that number from the attack or saving.
Noted. For any spell attack or any attack?
Any attack.
Got it. All right.
And let's see. What else can I do? Bonus action, bonus action. All right, the tentacle. I'm gonna bitch slap him with the tentacle.
Seems reasonable.
Let's see. 16. That doesn't.
No.
Fuck. Okay. Well, then that's it. I told him to go fuck himself, basically, and that's.
All right. Calder.
Alright, let's see. I am going to. I guess I'm not looking so hot on health-wise here, but yeah, that's got what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up and actually no. As my bonus action, I am going to use a cantrip. I'm gonna put green flame blade on. I'm gonna my axe, my one axe, and I am going to run up. To him. I guess right there. Get into melee. Let's go to cast green flame blade, and I'm gonna take an attack on him.
Go for it.
Ooh, 24.
I'll let that hit this time.
Alright, and so that's gonna grab some D8s. That is good. D8. So it's 2 D8s here. Just do that dice. That is gonna be 6, 8. That is gonna be 12 points of fire damage.
All right.
And that was my action. Then my bonus. Actually, I can't do that because no, that was the action. So my bonus action, I'm gonna swing with my offhand. That's gonna be a 9, which I imagine doesn't hit.
Does not hit. It glances off the scale of the dragon.
All right, so the dragon is just basically takes so that's my turn.
All right. All right. So we are at number 9. I also have to keep count for another reason. Recognizing that it is in melee with you, he is going to spin and try to bite and claw you 1 bite, 2 claws. What's your AC?
My AC would be 17, but
Bite?
I do have shield.
Okay, so okay. The first one's a miss. You could pop shield if needed, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Second one is a 19.
I'll pop shield on that, so that would make my armor class 22.
Third one is a 15.
That would not hit.
Correct. 10. We are to Oddity and Rogelio.
All right.
One of you will be initiative number 12.
All right. So I'm going to jog in here. And
I literally
take
now
a-
see Rogelio kind of going.
take a swing at Dragon Face.
Okay.
That was like a 12.
That's like a miss.
Yeah, I know. And then, so if I am, so fancy footwork. It just says if I make a melee attack. It doesn't say if I had to hit. If I make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against me for the rest of the turn.
Okay.
Okay, I'm assuming that means he. Okay. Then
Yep.
I'm going to bonus action dash away from him.
Okay. I would say that you are close enough when you make that attack that you can see Calder's hurt really fucking bad.
Guys, Calder's hurt really bad. I don't have any potions or healing.
All right, Oddity, you are number 12. So with that, before you get to take your action, in the cavern, you hear the croaking of a rabbit, which I will... A rabbit? Ooh, wow. Croaking of a frog. Echoing
Slog?
from Rogelio's pocket. I will have a sound effect for that by next week. Rogelio, please roll 1d6.
Come on, Daddy needs a nod. 6.
Nothing happens. Oddity, take your turn.
I am going to brace my feet, put both hands up, and I need Dragon to roll a wisdom check.
Oh.
Save.
Wisdom save?
Wisdom check.
Wisdom check, it's a fail.
Then he's paralyzed for 1 minute, and I'm holding it, so I'm gonna shout, "Everybody do damage while you can." He can't move.
Okay.
Standing
Now,
there
for clarity,
contemplating the rest
paralyzed
of a
means I
minute.
can't attack, but I can still do my breath weapon, right? Because I can still breathe. I'm just asking for clarity.
For this?
Because when you're paralyzed, you can still breathe.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I would just say that he can't move his head, so he is looking. I'll give you guys an idea of where he's looking. Right now, he's looking back at Calder, so he's kind of looking that way.
For
So you can't-
paralyzed, it just says the creature is incapacitated, and then as incapacitated, it says the creature can't take actions or reactions.
Okay, good to know. Easy enough.
It
So
automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. And
You
attack
got-
rolls against it have advantage.
you guys have 10 rounds.
Who's up?
Circe is up. That's number 13, or number 1 for you.
Number 1.
Yeah, Circe, you're muted. On Discord.
I'm going to cast Searing Smite, which is a bonus action.
Okay.
So the next time I hit with a melee weapon, which will hopefully be soon, the weapon flares with white hot intensity, and I'll actually do an extra D6. Actually, I'm going to cast it at second level, so 2d6 extra damage with any hits from my glaive for
Okay.
a minute. So I'm going to roll in and attack. Does he not get his dex bonus then to AC since he's paralyzed?
You have advantage on the attack, is how that's ruled.
Okay, very good. So attack 1, 15, and I haven't D&D in so long I forgot all my bonuses.
Also, for a point of clarity, as a dragon, it's natural armor, so there's no dex bonus to armor.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. All right, so the higher of the two is a 21.
That hits.
Okay, 5 plus 2d6 is 12 total. Second attack. That's a 22.
That hits.
Plus 3. 9 plus 11 is 20. So a total of 32 damage.
So 20 was the second set of damage?
Yes. 20 and 12.
All right.
And I'll stay right there in melee.
All right. Deluge, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna try Dissonant Whisper again. So
Okay.
he has to make a wisdom save.
At disadvantage.
Yep.
At disadvantage, it's a 10.
He fails!
Yeah, so what do you say?
I'm gonna say, if anyone's going to kill Calder, it's going to be me.
Nice.
I guess I'm gonna
19 damage.
I'm gonna shoot a glaring look around the dragon at Deluge as I hear her say that.
Nice.
Anything else, Deluge?
Let's see. What else can I do? I think I know this by now. I'm going to look at Calder and being extra sweet. I'm gonna say, I didn't mean it, and give him bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Thank you, thank you.
With that,
So
Calder,
that's what,
you are up.
1d6
D6? Alright.
for you to
Alright,
use
so
on ability check, attack roll, or saving roll.
Alright, so I am going to. Since the dragon's paralyzed, he's not going anywhere for a minute, which is what, 10 rounds?
Yep, this is the third round.
Alright, so it's no use in doing a booming blade, but I'm going to basically just attack away. So the first attack, that's going to be a 23.
That's a hit.
Alright, and that's second attack. And that's not going to hit. And alright, so that's going to be a D8 plus 6. Ooh, that's going to be D8 plus 4. So that's going to be 12 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And then my bonus action, I'm going to swing again. That's going to be a 26.
That's a hit.
That's going to be 9 points of slashing damage again.
All right.
And that's my turn. I'm not moving. I'm staying engaged with him there.
All right. The dragon does not get its turn because it's incapacitated.
Does that still count, though?
Yes, it does. It's a turn on initiative.
Okay.
Now Oddity Rogelio.
Alright. I'm going to close with said dragon. I guess I should probably be like here. I'm gonna swing at him with my blade. That is a 23.
That's a hit.
So that will do 8 plus sneak attack. 8 plus 6. And then I'm going to swing at him with my offhand blade as well. 19.
Barely hits.
Alright. And the offhand will hit for 1 damage.
Ooh. All right.
And that's all I got.
Oddity.
So this is a concentration spell, but it says normal activity such as moving or attacking doesn't interfere with concentration.
You just cannot cast another spell that requires concentration.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I should still be able to, I guess. That means I am going to cast... Hail Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
That's an 18.
You barely hit the dragon.
So that works out to... going to be... force damage.
How much?
First part is 5, and I roll 3d6. Yeah, I roll 3d6s of extra force damage. And that's 10 extra points of force damage.
And noted.
That's it for me. I'm just gonna... Beyond that, I'm just gonna...
All right. Cirrus.
Yeah, I'm going to step up with a couple more glaive attacks, just 2 big swings with glaive. The first one is a 10. I'll assume that misses.
Yes.
Still rolling with advantage, correct?
Yep.
The second one is a 20. That's a dirty 20, by the way.
That's a hit.
Okay. Oh, 2 1s on the damage dice. What a bummer. 4, 5, and 6 is 11 total damage.
All right.
That was disappointing. All right. That's what I got.
We are at the 8th round of the paralyzed. So 2 rounds left. We are on number 7 for Rogelio. And Deluge, you're up.
And you're going to notice water dripping and pooling in the ground in these black puddles, and I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast. That's 22 to hit.
22's a hit.
So out from these puddles come 2 giant sea urchins that go flying at this guy. Let's see. It's going to be... Oh, that's lame. Only 10 damage.
Noted.
And then, let's see. I think that's it for my turn.
All right. So, as we move on to Calder's turn, before you get to go...
Woo! The hell's that supposed to mean?
I read something wrong, so there should have been some action, so I'm going to do this now because it's been 20 rounds. So from here to here, not there, there to there, lightning arcs between the two corners.
Jesus.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It's a
Doesn't
lair.
do that.
It's a lair action.
Oh,
So I
Totally.
need Circe and Rogelio to
I'm
make
gonna be down.
dexterity saving throws, please.
It's not gonna matter. I'm down. It's 13.
Okay.
25. No, 4. 24.
All right. So Rogelio is able to dodge out of the way. Circe, you take 10 lightning damage.
And I'm resistant, so half.
Yep.
And so I am at 0. I am down. Oh, that's cool. D&D Beyond puts a little face with X's for eyes up. That's really nice, D&D Beyond.
Isn't it great? Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
It's wonderful, right?
It's like,
Oh, that reminds me. Do I even have my D&D Beyond thing turned on stream? Can you guys check?
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
it was. The map is over it right now, but yeah, D&D Beyond was on earlier.
Okay. Cool. All right, Calder. Is that where we picked up? Where we left off was you?
Yes.
You're up.
I am going. My bonus action. I am going to because I got a feeling that this dragon's going to start moving again. I can see him, like his paralysis starting to wear off and to twitch a little bit.
Yeah.
Cast bonus action, or not bonus action. As my action, I'm going to cast Booming Blade on my other axe, and I'm going to take a swing with that. That is going to be a 23.
23 hits.
And that's going to be... Not... It's going to be 7 points of thunder damage.
Walk me through Booming Blade again. Isn't it an
Basically,
area of effect, right?
No. What it is, it's... The target is encased in... Target suffers attack becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of my next turn. If the target moves, it will take 2d8 thunder damage.
Okay. And how much damage was it?
7 points of thunder damage.
All right.
And that's my turn.
So,
9.
the dragon
Crab.
is going to unleash its breath weapon. Directly at... How long's the range? Oh, Jesus, that range is forever and a day.
Yeah, 120 feet or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Directly at Oddity. No, it wouldn't necessarily know that it was Oddity. It's going to be at Calder. Yeah, Calder.
Alright, so my reaction, I'm actually remembering it. I'm going to cast Absorb Elements
Okay.
to Lightning.
Okay.
So I get resistance to any damage taken. I get resistance to lightning, so...
Okay. Still roll.
And I guess... What spells? Wait, first. Yeah, so you still roll damage.
Yep. You have to do a dexterity saving throw.
So you get half of happily.
That would be a... I'm probably gonna... Unless the dex save is really low on that.
It's not.
It's gonna be a 13.
That's a fail. But you will
Can I use
take...
Bardic Inspiration on that?
You have to say so before you
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, then... Oh, well. So what am I taking?
Rolling my 7th out of 10 d10s. So you'll take half of 46 damage.
Holy
Oh,
shizzle.
46, 23. I'm definitely down.
You're not dead,
I was
dead,
at-
but you are down.
Yeah.
Oh, we.
That's 40, 18, 20, 23. So I'm at negative. That would be 40, -5 on my health. And so I'm down.
Which also
Alright,
removes
zero.
the thunder spell, right?
The booming
No,
blade?
From Booming Blade.
I don't think so. It says until my next turn.
Okay.
It's not a concentration or.
Okay. With that, 1, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oddity Rogelio.
Okay. Are we on a 12 again? My
This
count is 11. at
this
the
is
end.
11. This is 11. Next one is 12.
Okay. All right. This is looking real good, guys. Does anyone have any ideas?
Hit it.
Okay. I'm gonna use a dissonant whisper. Oh wait, no, yeah, because we don't have advantage anymore. I'm gonna use a dissonant whisper. Main blade swing. 21.
21 hits.
Sneak attack as well. 12. 15. 17 damage.
All
total
right.
with my-
As you lunge in with your rapier, how do you want to do this?
I told you. Hit him.
Well, I'm gonna plunge into him with the first blade, and then with my second blade, I'm gonna kind of go in the same spot, and then kind of go up the side of his neck real quick with both blades kind of scissoring out.
Nice.
Okay. As you
Kinda
behead the dragon, and its lifeless body begins to fall to the floor, this brilliant
Explode.
flash of light emanates from its chest.
Oh boy.
I need you and Deluge to make dexterity saving throws. Calder and Circe automatically fail a death save as ball lightning expands outside of the body in a 40-foot radius.
16.
You pass.
8.
8. You take
Death save. So that's the fail.
22 points of damage.
Fuck nugget. Okay.
Is all lightning, is that just a one-time thing or is it a maintained thing?
As far as you can tell, it's a one-time thing.
Okay.
It's a creature. It deals 6 damage, has 1 toughness, goes to your graveyard after it's cast. Has haste. Oh, sorry, different ball lightning.
Does the frog start croaking?
Actually, it would, because you were still in initiative because of the attack from the dragon. Roll a d6.
See what terrible thing happens. 3.
Roll a d20.
Oh boy. What's it gonna be?
This is our boon, right?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a boon. Come on, don't be terrible. Eight.
You have a permanent effect. You gain +1 to any base stat score, cannot exceed
Whoa.
18.
Nice.
The frog is transported to the nearest member. Run into this before, because Calder and Circe are down. Deluge, please add the Jeweled Frog of Chaos to your inventory.
I don't want it.
Frank, where'd you go?
Rogelio,
Potato.
you may remove it from your inventory.
I'm running to Circes and I'm casting Healing Hand, so he's up with 5 points of
Ah, thank you.
healing.
Well then.
I'm gonna go kick the dragon in the head a few times.
So that's your run. Circe, you're up.
So I
I
don't
would
have anything for Calder.
I would say at this point, allowing for the runtime and all that fun stuff, I do need Calder to do one death save before anybody can get to him.
I'm not gonna use that dice. I'm gonna use. All right. Level up Strange Obsidian.
Dissonant Whisper.
I'm gonna use Dissonant
You
Whisper.
can't use Dissonant Whisper on a death save.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah, I'm not gonna use Dissonant Whisper.
that. Are you sure?
That is going to be a 5.
Mark another fail.
I will go to Calder and kneel quietly, clutching my holy symbol. Morning Lord, please use your blessing to heal my friend. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. So that's 2d8 plus 2. You can roll that, buddy. As long as the DM's okay with that.
Yeah.
That's going to be 10 points of health.
Nice.
All right. That should. All right. Thank you.
It for 2nd level spell slots. All right. What else is in this chamber?
A lot of walls, some lights further down. You can kind of make out some doors further down.
I feel like I need to lay on hands. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just go take a moment of prayer and lay on hands.
Go for it.
And I think I'll lay on hands for 15.
All right. You guys can also take a short rest if you choose to.
Pretty
I'm
please.
definitely taking a short rest.
Okay, what did I do? And I will take. See, we get hit die on short rest, right? Do you add your con bonus to that, or I don't remember?
Yes.
I'll take 2 hit die.
I'm using 3.
I'm using a special thing that will make me secret.
Before I take my short rest, I want to search, just walk around the room quickly
Okay.
to see if there's anything.
And give me an investigation check.
That's a 16 on the die. It's a 15.
All right. I'll say that over a span of a few minutes, you're able to find out that there are 4 doors and a hallway. The door to the north does not appear to be locked. The door to the south appears to be locked. Both the doors to the west appear to be locked, and there's a hallway that goes to the south as well.
Okay, I will report that back to the group. And I think just because I can, I'm going to breath weapon the carcass of the blue dragon because I'm fucking mad at it.
Okay.
And then I'll take my short rest and recharge my breath weapon.
Sounds good.
2 hit die. Oh, you're not going to believe what I rolled.
2 1s.
Nope.
You rolled 0 and 0. You get no health back.
No, you get 20 health back. Did you
Nice.
see that?
I did, yeah.
Did you see that? I had to. Couldn't just say it. I had to show you.
Oh, and you trip and fall over your own breath weapon and take 22 points of damage.
I'm also going to play a Song of Healing, so anyone that uses hit die gets an extra 1d6 hit die of healing.
Nice. I'm back up to full.
So I hope you guys like "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus, because that is the
You actually see Circe's horribly attempt to dance.
I'm unfamiliar with that artist.
Oddity and Deluge, thank you for your help.
Chancellor, thank you so much, brother. You guys received 2 more dissonant whispers. You're back up to 6.
Yay!
Sweet. Thank you, Sirius, for getting me back up. There's
It's
definitely,
my pleasure. Share the blessings of the morning, Lord.
There's gold.
True.
Are you saying you're checking to see if there's gold?
All right.
Yes.
Give me an investigation check.
Can I assist?
Yeah.
You want to roll, or want me to roll with advantage?
You can roll with advantage.
Oh man,
That is
Chancellor threw the bits.
18.
Now that you've had a chance to kind of catch your breath and catch your repose just a little bit, you look around, and from the little orb globules of light that look like anglerfish, some of the torches that are on the walls, the sand in and of itself looks most like sand, but there is gold dust scattered throughout this entire floor.
Nice.
In fact, roll me percentile die really
Plan
quick.
for this?
Give me roll me percentile die really quick.
Alright, one sec.
Do we have a bag of holding?
Yes, I'm carrying it. That is 42%.
You also, like, you're kind of kicking the sand around a little bit, and you unearth a small jewelry box.
With a gemmed frog inside.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I'll
It
open
appears to be locked.
One in
Rogelio,
Poltro's head.
Can you
I can attempt so.
Rogelio?
Can I inspect it for any trap-like devices first?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
14.
14. You do not seem to find any traps.
Alright, let's crack this open. That is, math. 22.
22. It takes a lot of work, even with that much skill, and you are eventually able to crack open the lock.
And I'll hand it back to Oddity and say, the lock is undone now. You can open it.
I'll open it.
1 second, I gotta find the thing that it is.
Anthrax.
Alright. Once I gotta hang on a minute, I gotta look up disintegrate.
So as the fireball falls down upon you,
I'll look for a new cursed item for you guys.
go ahead and roll a new character.
Meteoric swarm.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
Oh dear.
Interesting.
You found the dungeon within the dungeon. And we all get
So
stuck inside the box.
a wave of purple smoke. No.
Jumanji.
You found Deluge's dignity.
And it lies shattered at the bottom of a well.
Ouch. I walked right into that. Fell right down into it.
Now I have a choice between 3 things. I'm trying to pick which one you find.
Oh, jeez.
Why not? Because it's fun. So you open up this box, right? It's about this long, give or take, right? about 8 to 12 inches. You open it up, and you see what looks to be a stick that's interlaced with not amethyst, the stuff that grows from tree
Amber?
sap. Amber, yeah, interlaced with amber. It's got a little bit of leather wrapping on the end. And do you speak Elvish?
No.
There's Elvish script on the stick. You can't make it out, but you could tell that it's Elvish.
Yeah, Calder does. I do.
Yeah, hold up the thing. Hold the box. Like, anybody speak Elvish?
If it's Elvish
Yeah,
written in Draconic, I could read it.
If it's Elvish written into... No.
Yeah, I can read. I can read Elvish.
It says one word. Bees.
So it's like, yeah, honestly, I think this would probably be very good for you. And so I hand it to her. And
Yeah.
And I lean into her and whispers, "It says bees." And so.
And I'll reach back behind my neck, back to where my bumblebee tattoo is, and just go bzzz, and have a bumblebee in our hand, which is like, I know where we do that.
Pretty sure this is a
Try
thing.
using the wand.
I don't want anybody to get stung. I can feel this. Can I cast it on you?
Do it.
I'm gonna regret this.
Cast it at the carcass.
Okay. I'm gonna use the wand and cast bees at the carcass.
You feel the wand begin to draw from magical essence from within you, but it seems to stop. It starts to vibrate, but it seems to stop at your hand. It might take you some time to attune to the wand of bees.
Nothing.
Maybe the
Bummer.
batteries are dead.
I hate it.
I know
when that
where we
happens.
could charge it up.
It looks like a flashlight, but
I'm gonna put it back in the box.
If I hear that thing running when I'm trying to sleep.
Could I borrow that
So you're all
for like?
filthy. Just gonna shove it down the bag and they just look uncomfortable.
I'm a fan of and I have some ideas.
oh god.
Is that a no or
Yeah, it's a no.
are you sure? Cause like, you're my friend and friends give each other gifts all the time.
Some things you don't share.
I mean, if you clean it well enough, no one's gonna know.
Oh god.
This conversation.
And
I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. We just want to share the weird dildo wand, and you're just being real weird. So we should probably find this sorceress, huh?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Please.
And Queen, what's her face?
All the content?
All the content.
Incontinent.
On content.
So,
Yes,
do you guys
I believe we should.
choose to move forward?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Perhaps we should go down this hallway. There's a hallway down here. I don't know.
Well, I jumped ahead.
Oops.
I see these, what I think are 2 doors.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Who keeps moving me?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was moving me.
Myself, I think.
I didn't think I could only move anyone but myself. That's I'm apologizing.
You can't move
Really, I
you-
quit
you
touching you.
Who can't move themselves?
No, I can
I
move
was-
myself.
I was moving Rogelio thinking it was me. My bad.
I just wanted to stop before these 2 door thresholds because they look spooky.
There you go. Now nobody else can move you, Rogelio, but me.
There are 2 doors back here, Circes.
Oh,
There's
perhaps we
also,
should
you just passed by 2 doors, one to the north, one to the south.
check out all the doors before we leave.
I mean, it's that, or we just head down the hallway.
That way nothing can come up behind us.
It appears to open down there.
And I'll give you guys an option. Do you want to continue on, or do you want to call it here for the night? We're at 10 minutes to 11 Eastern.
I don't have particular feelings either way. How does everybody else feel?
Doesn't matter for me.
I'm kind of tired, so I'd like to call it personally.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
I'd say okay.
We will pick up here
It's,
the next time that we meet.
Dun, dun.
That bee wand.
We.
We got the jeweled cursed frog and the wand of vibration.
The wand of buzzing.
The Hitachi one.
The Tachi wand. Jesus. All right.
Oh my god.
We're also
Thank-
level 6 now, right?
Actually, you guys took a short rest, right?
Yeah.
Nope, not yet. You have to take a long rest. Sorry.
Hey, you guys want to take a long rest in this dungeon real quick?
that might not go so well. But thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. It's been awesome. We look forward to bringing this to you again and picking up where we left off next time you see me go live with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. It will be, what are we on, episode or session 13, 14, 15?
14.
I don't know. 14.
I have no idea.
We're on 14, so next time will be 15.
14 it is.
We'll be 15 sessions in next time. You guys have anything you want to say or pitch out there before we send everybody off for a raid?
Nothing from me. Thanks for fun night.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fun. That's watching. Wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your goddamn
stay
hands.
safe.
5 things.
Clean your sex toys.
That's one of the 5 things I
It's
Anything from you,
important.
Oddity? All right. Anything from you, Oddity?
I think Oddity's broken.
We're Oddity's card.
All right. But we will send everybody off on a raid. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the bits, the follows, the subs, the resubs, everything. Much love. Take it easy. See you next time and wash your goddamn hands. See you soon.